All right. All right. Yeah, yeah. We are back. We are ready. Right. I had to get going. And then right after I went to the gym, trained legs. I walked back home and up these stairs. Wow, you couldn't call it walking. I crawled up these stairs, bro. Die. You know what I mean? Die. Shit was crazy. Shit was crazy. But hey, we're back to writing content, right? That was the goal. I already got ChatGPT open, right? I didn't write anything yet, but I was also going to show how I use AI in my process, right? Because I feel like a lot of people they use AI and then it kind of like takes away or like they don't know how to use AI in a way that doesn't take away from the creative process. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be enriching and not destructive, right? Like you're supposed to grow with it. Um and so that's kind of like I want to show at least how I go about it. You know what I mean? Like what was my prompt? How do I work with it? What does my project look like here? Project um to use AI in a way that brings you forward, right? Because that's what it's about. Um yo, having this extended setup here, I feel powerful. I feel powerful. Now, I just had a little something with which I could check out YouTube Live Control Panel. Yo, that's a thing? Sick. That's cool. Appreciate that. Okay, who I will be, right? We were looking at long term and short and like the immediate future, right? In this process. And yeah, you're right. I want to build a business that helps people, right? I want to be skillful, dedicated, right? I want to be passionate, mindful, community driven, and connected. Connected with people that I care about, but also with like, right, the community as a whole, people around me, right? I want to be compassionate. Is that part? No, compassionate is something else. Compassionate. Skillful, right? I feel like one could go deeper into the sauce with that. What does that mean, right? Because this is one of the big ones. You know what I mean? Skillful. You know what? Actually, the skills specifically, they're not really that clear, right? I mean, I know I want to be um, able. You know what I want? I want to be confident in my ability to learn, right? I'm thinking about it. Do I make it more specific? To learn what, right? But I think actually I want to be confident in my ability to learn. Yeah, I like that. Because I'm getting more confident in my ability to learn. 100%, right? Way more than I used to be. Um, like I'm a lot more confident in my ability to like take on a task and find my path through it. But I think there's potential there. Like the same way, right? I'm shying away from math. You know what I mean? Something like that. I would want my long-term future me to not have that. Build a business that helps people, right? I want to, right? Why, right? Why? And right? Why do I want it to help people? That's kind of self-explanatory, right? I want it to, you know what? I want my future life to be meaningful, right? I want my future life to be sustainable, and I want my future life to be independent of. I want my future life to be. Or it's not independent in the sense that I don't want any connections or anything, right? Or that I don't want to, yeah, not, I guess, not dependent on, not dependent, right? Hmm. That's my food. Independent how? Right. How do I want to be independent? What is it? Wait, what is it when I'm thinking about building a business? Really, what is it that I like so much about it? I like the idea straight up of just being rich, right? Like I like the freedom. I like the freedom of being rich. Wealthy, I think is more fitting. Is my battery gonna survive? Wealthy. Freedom. Wealthy. Wealthy. My food just got ready. I'm gonna go get that. As I said, bro, I just came back from the gym. And I went straight to writing this stuff because actually I have 5.5 hours, and that's not that much. Like one would think, yo, that's a lot of time. But I feel like for all the stuff that I gotta write for the script, it's not that much time. All right, back and writing, but this time with my spinach goop, spinach alla Rufaro. Right, what do we got in here? We got Rahmspinat. Shit's crazy. It's a whole pack, and it's like 180 calories, and it's a whole bowl. Right, then we got some Thunfisch. What's that in English? Thunfisch? Salmon? No. Tuna. My brother. My brother. Tuna. Right, we got some tuna. Two types of tuna, one with like vegetables and the other one without. And then we put like a kind of soup. It was like a soup we had. It's like a functional ass meal. That in my body, bro. Mm. Some Aiva. Yo, if y'all don't know Aiva, I'm putting you on right now. Mm-hmm. Aiva is the fucking shit. Wealthy. Right? Freedom, wealthy. Meaningful, sustainable. Freedom, wealthy. Is it dangerous to be wearing something white right now? It is. Die. Damn, it was cozy though. It was cozy. Full black. Okay. Right. I wanna keep learning. You know what I mean? I feel like I see some old people out there, man. They ain't learning. They stopped learning some time ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know where the fire went, but they stopped learning. Right. Right. What I want is a strong social circle. The book, The Happiness Advantage, of which a review will be coming out after I'm finished with this one, speaks about a bunch of ways you can optimize your life to live a happier, more satisfied life. One of the main points, biggest points, I feel like it's one of those obvious points, is that your surrounding is absolutely imperative to your well-being and satisfaction, right? Your the how often you interact with people, how those interactions look like, vital, absolutely vital, and it makes sense. I feel like it makes absolute sense. Withholding my willingness to learn, bro. Curious. Hmm. 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 Are these good goals for a future? I think so. Let's look at my immediate future, bro. Right. What do I have in stock for me? Hey. You know what? Right. I want to be resilient. What were those 4 things he said? Alex Hermosi, right? I feel like he had one video where he explained really nicely how like these words comprise someone's mind, right? Or what these words mean for a person, right? Being resilient, having high fortitude, being adaptable. And then there was one more. No, there's some kind of animal in my room. Did I write fortitude? Yeah. Yo, nope. Nope.
Hi, ich bin's, Ralf Schumacher. Du willst wissen, wie viel dein Auto wert ist? Geh auf wirkaufendeinauto.de.
So given my mom, unexpected component.
Tolerance. We had tolerance. Yerp. I want to be... let's do it in the right order, right? I want to be tolerant, fortuitous, resilient, and adaptable. That's it. Right? Really important skills. You know what? Google. Right, I want to be a good and healthy leader. You know what I mean? I need to build this. I need to build the traits for that. Right. I need to like get there. Definitely not say like I'm. You know, I've ran projects and stuff like that, and I'm proud of those. But I got my mistakes, man. 100%. My immediate future. Right, I want to continue building what would you call that? What would you call all these traits? I want to continue building my mental right? You see me? You see me? It's a stronghold. It's a stronghold. All right, I want to continue actually. I think I kind of want to continue doing what I'm doing now. I don't feel like I'm doing a good job in life. No. No. I feel like I'm doing I'm working hard. I'm working hard. You know what I mean? It's like I'm working hard. Right? I want to work more actively on my fears and my personal growth, right? I want to keep building confidence. My immediate goals, funnily enough, right?
Oh, you made the stuff again.
Yes. When you're not using motivation, you're using dedication, right? Foster a more it's not dedication, it was a different word. Right? Right, hey, and this is a big thing. It's a big thing, right? More dedicated mindset means you do the things you have to do to become the person that you want to be, right? My immediate future. Actually, um, um,
Bro,
yes.
after telling Oscar astrophysics topics for about 2.5 hours, came to the conclusion I'm ready for this 30-minute exam.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
What up?
All I have to do is make sure to review like the most important formulas and shit.
Yo, it's only 30 minutes?
It's always only 30 minutes, but the thing is, it's 30 minutes in which, like, a wide spectrum of topics can be
Oh mein Gott,
covered.
nein, das ist wie Fahrprüfung.
Kind of,
Nein.
yeah.
That's right.
That's why that's why from my perspective, Prüfungen have always been easy. The preparation is the hard part.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean that's like I guess like that's like any Prüfung ever, right?
no, there's some Prüfungen that are inherently really hard.
Ah ja.
Yeah, especially in elitist unis or written Prüfungen. Written Prüfungen tend to be a lot harder.
Okay.
Even if you're well prepared. Because some Prüfungen are, if you're well prepared, you're even like able to face the challenge.
Fuck. Ja.
Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah.
Ja, Bro.
So I'm gonna keep chilling a bit more and then I think I'll take a walk. Bro, the fucking Butterzopf, bro? You tried it?
No. No.
You didn't?
Nein.
Well, you should.
Ja?
Maybe not, because like it's like
Highly addictive?
yes.
Yeah.
It's so good though.
It's very good. I imagine.
You hypothesize.
Yeah. It's really good. Shelter. Right. Damn, this shit is so good. You know what? I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna write in here. Right. What are further questions I can ask myself to help flesh out this script, help to flesh out about who my future self is supposed to be. What I'm giving you is a very preliminary draft on the script I'll be writing. let's already start honing in on what's relevant and interesting and what can be discarded. The funny thing about using ChatGPT, I find, is to a certain degree, right? Like in a very funny way, I don't know how to describe it. You still have to think when writing a prompt, right? Like you still have to, you have to be able to write down what you want. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to formulate, yeah, like what you need from it. It's like the bare minimum, right? A man gotta do. But I think it's funny that it doesn't, or it can't take away all of that, everything you need, right? Yet, I don't know. Hopefully, never. This is strong. Damn. The transformation. What does growth feel like? Ask, when did I first notice I was changing? What small moment or action represented a turning point? What's something I used to avoid that I now confront easily? How does my environment reflect my inner growth? My room, my habits, my conversations? The future vision. Where am I heading? Ask, what would a day in the life of my ideal future self look like? What's the balance between impact and peace in that future? Who do I hope to have around me? Mentors, collaborators, friends? What kind of freedom am I really chasing? Time, place, purpose, mastery. How will I measure enough? How will I measure enough? That's crazy. What am I offering to others through my evolution? Ask, why would someone watch this journey? What truth am I revealing that's rare? How can I show failure and doubt without losing direction? What does my audience get from witnessing me grow in real time? That's a great question. I have been wondering, man, like, man, honestly, I just kind of hope to inspire people, right? Like, I'm working hard. Yeah, working harder than like my past self would have ever thought, would have ever seen, would have ever believed, right? And I feel like if I'm able to help people get there, believe in themselves the same way, grow, right? And the same process, right? Through that, grow myself. I don't know, man. That's like a great cumulative effect. Yeah. I fucked that meal up, man. right? Show, don't tell, right? Show, don't tell. Right? See, the thing is, abstract statement about helping people, right? It's like, what is he talking about? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? I don't have that clear of a picture about that yet. Who, how, why? Damn, I'm so tired again. That visibly mark your transformation. Right. I mean, is that what I keep mentioning in my other video and keep mentioning what I mentioned in my 2 other videos? It's the same thing. Hmm. So what I'm thinking, right, is how do I nicely integrate, smoothly integrate me talking about my past again and my turning points into my text about who I'm going to be in the future. All right, let's look at this. All right. And it's a draft, so I can just answer absolutely all of these. What does my future self stand for? It stands for hard work, right? Stands for achieving goals even when faced with adversity. Right, what does it stand for? I want my future self to stand for community. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Like I put like a focus on community, man. I feel like community is so important. I feel like it's something, especially here in Germany, man, like it's not, we ain't doing it right, bro. Like we ain't doing it right. Stand for compassion, man. Like, you know what? Stand for passion too. Stand for, yeah, passion. bro. Like, you know, it's not only just like, it's not just okay to be like hyped for shit. It's like, that's the shit. That's the fucking shit, right? You're supposed to be hyped for stuff. You're supposed to go out and like show yourself to the world. You know what I mean? Right, and this is what I mean. This is like a great way, I find, to use AI to grow your script to something that it was to more than it was before. You know what I mean? What do they stand for, man? I feel like they stand for something soft, right? Let me explain that, because when I think about, like, you know, I'm gonna take an example, right? Someone who I don't really like to admit it, but like who does inspire me somewhat, right? Alex Ramosi, right? What I think, I think where I'm really different is that I'm just softer. You know what I mean? Like, he's all grr, right? But that's not. I'm not going for that. I'm not going for that. Like, for example, I think one thing he often said was like, you know, when people start not performing or whatever, he's like a dick to them, or like he's mad. He's like, or like he doesn't treat them well, right? You know what I mean? He treats people well that perform well, and it's like, bro, that's not me. It's just not me. Shit like that. That's like compassion. Is he compassionate? I don't know. I don't think so. My future self. I think it stands. It. I think he stands for. Also not. I think he stands. Um. Openness to life. Yeah. Yeah. An openness to life, but like, I look at life, man, and I'm like, I wanna. There's so much I wanna explore and live and like experience, right? And I want other people to feel that more. One thing that always, like, it's weird. It's weird that it did that. But one thing that always kind of weighed on my soul was that I'd look around me, and so many people were so tired. They were just so tired of life. I don't know, bro. That shit was crazy to me, man. Shit was crazy to me. Acceptance. You know what? Acceptance. Right. How would my future self make decisions? Calmly, boldly, with integrity, with precision. I want a future self that is confident in their decisions, because they have a lot of experience, but even more so because they have a solid background, not a solid backlog of people to consult, right? Calmly, boldly. All of those. Can you make a calm and bold decision? But see, this is what I find kind of freaky. Is this ChatGPT injecting values into me? These are values of my own, 100%. But like, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. These are my own 100%, right? That's kind of freaky. Those are things I agree with, right? I'd want to make decisions calmly. Do I want to make them boldly? What does boldly mean? Right. Do I want to be steadfast? Actually, I don't. I want to be flexible. I want to be flexible. Was it my tendency to act to be high? My those are those are exactly those are exactly the words, man. Peace, purpose, excitement, and focus. Damn. Motherfucker. What flaws will I have to confront to get there? Yo, I gotta take a break. Right, how long have I been writing? Yeah, like an hour. I gotta take a break. Bye. Yo, this break, it's crazy, bro. I take a break and I can feel it. You know what I mean? I can feel it. I'm becoming a new man. I'm becoming a new man. Is it okay to just know that you want to help people but not know how? It's like my brother. right back. You know, the world is changing. It's my responsibility to keep up. Right? You gotta make it happen. Just gotta make it happen. It's our responsibility to keep up, man. Going. I think I'm just gonna Pomodoro this stuff, man. I ain't built like this. That might be a limiting belief, bro. I want to be excited for how my work is going to impact a life on that day. Damn. Damn, bro. Damn, what the fuck? Damn. Damn. Yeah, that's what I want, man. Yo, I don't even know why that made me so emotional, bro. But yeah, that's real. What will I have to confront to get there? My fears, right? My fears around publicity. My fears around failure. My fears around my insecurities. Around my abilities. Right? My faras. Around yeah, around my abilities. What will I have to confront to get there? Dude, yeah, like my distractions in the sense that are there so many distractions? I don't think it's really distractions. I guess like I'm thinking about it, right? Like programming, low key, a distraction, but I want to get done with the fundamentals course for myself, right? I want to get I want to fucking get done with this course. I'm going to get done with this course. Fear, pride, distraction, impatience. Impatience. It's like a huge one, bro. I think that's like, if there's like one of these things I gotta get over, it's like my impatience with life, right? I want shit to happen. I want to make shit happen, but I gotta fucking take the time, right, to make shit happen. I hate that. I genuinely hate that. I don't want that. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, no, I think that makes total sense because like I want to start now, right? I want to start now. I wish I could start now, but I don't know how to start now, and so I'm like stuck in this like I want to start now. I don't know how to start now. I'm like in this limbo, in this liminal space. It's like, what am I even going for, right? Like, what's the plan? Yo, what's the plan here? What was that? Okay. What will I have to confront to get there? Yo, you know what? It's like, man, it's always one of those things, right? Right? Fucking caring about opinions of others. It's like, yeah. What my future self never compromise on. Never compromise on. Yo, give me a second. I'm gonna reposition the mic so that you don't have to listen to the fan. Yeah, that made it better. Nice. What would my future self never compromise on? I think I'd never compromise. I'd never compromise on the idea that I want to help people. So I was talking with this person the other day, and they're working in like development aid, and they said, "Yo, if I would get like $1 million per month for working in the oil industry, I would do that." I would not do that, bro. I would not do that, bro. I would not do that. You know, because I think about it and I'm like, with all of that money, I could do a lot of really good shit. Like, I could do a shit ton of good stuff. That does make it difficult, but I don't think so. I don't think I'd go out there and do that. I think I'd find a different way. $1 million in the oil industry. It's a difficult one, right? It's weird, man. It's weird how money like gets us to a point where we're more likely to compromise on our values. It's like, bro, what the fuck? I think there's enough other jobs that would, get me satisfied, happy, that would give me the amount of money that I need. Enough other businesses I could start that would get me to the same point where I can make good shit happen. Yeah. I'd never compromise. This is what it is, man, right? Like, this is, you know what I want my future me to have? More integrity. I don't think I have the integrity right now that I want. Yeah, right? Like, the inverse is even more true. I don't want to hurt people. It's not going out. It's not. That's genuinely. If it was like, I will give you $1 million every month, but all you have to do is torture 3 people. Nope. It's not. It's not. That is like, there's absolutely, that is not happening. That's just not happening. That's not happening, right? That's where I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. Right. Okay. What else do we have? Right, how did I make it not a repetition of my story so far? Right, necessarily, is that really the question? It's like, um, let's okay. Let's just look at it. All right. If you handle it properly, this segment becomes the emotional hinge of your entire series, the bridge between who I was and who I'm becoming next. Let's break it down carefully. 1. Purpose of segment 2. The struggle segment is not a recap, it's a re-examination of your past from a new level of self-awareness. In your first video, you were inside the struggle. Now you're observing it, dissecting it. You have hindsight. Before I begin was I'm starting to try. Who I am now was here's what I've done since trying. That is the case. The next script should be here's what I've learned from failing and how I'm using it to shape who I'll become. It can be that. See, what it was before was just who do I want to be in the future? But low-key, I have failed. Have I failed? See, the interesting is that's true. The interesting thing is that's true, man. Right? I mean, yeah, like laziness being based on fear is like, yeah, it makes sense. And that's the thing, right? I'm working on that. I'm getting better at that. Hmm, 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 hmm. Man, this is good. This is just great shit. I feel like this, and this is what's important, right? I look at this and I'm like, yo, is this taking away something from my creative process, right? Is this still my draft, right? And I think it's important to look at it in a way that what I'm doing here is taking an inspiration, right? That allows me to provide more value to you. You know what I mean? The text I would have written, it would have included similar stuff, right? It would have been similar. It would have had like the same ideas in a sense, right? But this this is just higher value shit. You know what I mean? Like you would read this, you would listen to this, and it would just be better. And I think that's awesome. I think that's just awesome that I can look at this and I can take this like idea, I can use these ideas and I can grow from them, right? I think one should use it in a way, be reflective about your use, right? Not let it take away from the process, let it add to the process, reflect on the process, reflect on what you're learning, right? Like, for example, this narrative segment right here, which I always have in the beginning of my draft. Always have it there. Before, struggle, action, result, right? I'd ask like, yo, what are these like narrative cycles you can use? Like, how can I make a story compelling? How can I also provide value in my story that way? And those are one of them, right? And it's a way that I write stories now, right? It's not just something, you know what I mean? It's like I didn't just pop my text in and I was like, yo, correct it for me, make it better for me, and then that's what I'm presenting to you, right? Although like I will let it go through and I'll revise that, right? And I'll see is this not necessarily I'll use segments of that for my own, right? But what I always want and what I want to make sure is that it's my voice, right? And it's me in that. The important thing, funnily enough, is that you have to have integrity for it, right? You have to kind of know what your voice is. You have to know what you're saying. That's what's difficult. And that's why it's important to preconceive of texts before throwing them into ChatGPT. ChatGPT shouldn't write a text for you. I think that's what's important, right? You should look at what ChatGPT writes and include that in your expression, right? You can include that in your expression, but it shouldn't be your expression because it's not your expression. It's some statistical expression, right? These things are mine. These things are mine. If someone sat down and gave me a bunch of questions, it's not taken away from my process, right? This, for example, I find a bit more sus. When it's like, this is what your story is, it's like, no, don't tell me what my story is. And I think taking, fear, for example, right? I wouldn't copy that. My problem wasn't really the fear of doing something that might prove I wasn't capable. Say if it was in there, for sure. I think a lot more my problem was I had it just now, what my problem was. Well, I'll use that. Like, I mean, I'll use this segment section because I think that's actually good. Something that steps outside of that, right? Something that goes farther than I was just lazy and I wasn't doing shit. To say like I was lazy because I was simply overwhelmed. I think I was overwhelmed. Does being overwhelmed have to do with fear? Maybe fear is deeper than being overwhelmed. Right. Who am I becoming when no one's watching is some shit I would say. Some shit I would say. Okay. What am I truly fighting? It is fear. Damn, I even just like coughed straight into the mic. That's my bad. It is fear. Alright, it's fear in the sense that you know what's weird about this, man? I'm giving ChatGPT all this data, bro. It's like take my whole life. Like, bro, I don't know. Is that alright? Is that okay? Should I just be giving ChatGPT my data like that? Kinda sus, right? Does ChatGPT actually sell data? It's not what this is about right now. Right, that's very real. Fear of being overwhelmed. I'm scared, bro. I'm scared that like at some point I might take on too much and not be able to keep up with the world, right? Yo. I think for some time like the world was moving so fast and everything was changing that it was easier to resign, right? I had a fear of vanity, which really was a fear of being judged. I still have that. I don't want to be arrogant. Some shit. I'm fighting in action, man. 100%. How do I go back? You know what? Alright, this is a big one. An action. %. What do I keep running from is a great question, because really I do in a way keep desks. Right, if I look at my background, you know what I mean? I'd like stop things. You know what do I keep running away from? Permanence. Right. Yo, this is like real shit. Like this is just straight. This is straight. This is just real shit. This is just real shit. Someone could go back and look at this, and this would just be real shit. Right, here I'm gonna put this as an example. Example. What does failure look like to me? Dude, it's the thing. Failure looks like giving up. Like, I don't care if I'm bad at something. I don't care if I don't manage something the first time. But if I give up, failure looks like giving up out of fear. Because I could also just look at something and be like, ah, bro, this ain't helping me, and it's just straight up not helping me. And then I'd just give up. Like, I'd give it up, right? I'd give up the endeavor. But if I give it up out of fear, man,
Recording?
why?
I was gonna yap at you.
Okay, like sensitive shit? Because I got break time in 1 minute, 1 second.
Fact. I've stood here before, today, as I was gonna go to the gym. Turned out, no, I went to the studio. Well, I thought, no, I'm not gonna go to the gym today, I'm gonna go home. Fact. I'm going to the gym today, unless I trip and fall. But even then, I'd stand up and go.
You feel me?
I'm gonna take a bite of this.
Alright, bro. Man, like, what if I just became the person that I wanted to be, man? keep it going. Right? We're already at 2 hours now. I knew it was gonna take some time. Right. Kind of close to the camera. Don't want to get that close to you. I hope it's okay. Zooming out and looking at the bigger picture. Setbacks is one word. On you. When did I almost give up? And why didn't I? This is a difficult one. When did I almost give up and why didn't I? I can think of a lot of examples of when I did give up, and I can think of a lot of moments when I didn't give up. When did I almost give up? Yo, okay, so these are all meta things. I can actually go way in depth, way more in depth than this. Like working on pursuing the things that make me uncomfortable. Right? I have a bunch of challenges I did. And why didn't I? I almost gave up. You know, the things I didn't see. This is what's interesting, right? The things I almost gave up are things that I did, right? And so when I look at them in my head, they're things that I did, right? Like guitar. I almost gave up guitar in a sense, right? But I took it up and I made it happen. So, you know what? I'm just gonna put this in like this, right? My brother. That one doesn't count. Guitar. What belief about myself am I trying to rewrite through this journey? In a very real sense. In a very real sense. That's real. That's real. What? Bro, that's so many questions. Where am I at right now? I think this is number 2, right? Hey. That's real. That's real. I feel like cleaning is such a great example of what's changed. Right? I think just right what's the thing that I confront easily? Doing boring stuff, man. Like, yo, I still need to deal with my Krankenversicherung. It's so hard to find the time for it, bro. It's like 2 o'clock. I have until 2. I'll make it happen. Yo, this is a great question. You know what? Actually, here, taking time to think. Big one. Right? Big one. How does my environment reflect my inner growth? Right? My room is clean. Big one. Right? My room is clean. It used to be hella unordered. It might look... Yeah, I bet like on the camera it would look a bit unordered right now. Yeah, no, I'm not doing all that, bro. I bet on camera it would look like a little bit unordered, but like it's because of the renovations, right? But no, actually it wouldn't. No, clothes are on a pile, on a ordered pile, right? Things have their places. My door isn't in its place, but that's okay. It can't go in there right now due to like renovation stuff. My bed's cleaned up. Yeah, my room is clean, bro. Gotta sweep it though. I'm gonna sweep it. My room is clean. An interesting thing. That's not true. AI that helps people, teachers, correct exams. Professors correct exams, right? It reads for syntax and grammar errors. It's an idea. It's an idea. Every day. Every day. Wakes up the same time every day. Works out every day, right? Spends quality time with his loved ones every day. It's an important one. Learns every day. Learns every day. Inspires every day. Every day it takes a step to inspire, right? Wakes up at the same time every day. Works out every day. Spends quality time with his loved ones every day. Learns every day and inspires every day. Inspires, right? That's what I mean, like impacts a life positively. Imagine that every day. Imagine that Every day I go out and I positively impact a life. That's crazy. That would be so crazy. I think it's unrealistic to expect me to experience life wholly every day, but almost every day. What's the balance between impact and peace in that future? Right. Mentors, collaborators, friends. See, and this is one of those things, right? ChatGPT, it doesn't mention family, and right, this is interesting. I think about family. It didn't think about family. Someone reading this, right? If they don't, right, have that solid, like, for example, I care about family, right? Someone who maybe isn't that involved just wouldn't choose that. Like, wouldn't choose that. Like, it wouldn't. This doesn't encourage that. You know what I mean? Continue. Time for a break? I'm fine with that. Yo, writing the script.
Taking a break?
You're
Give it a check, motherfucker. Hey, check, check, check.
Stevie.
I'm gonna get addicted to this Rahmspinat.
I already am.
I think we're a bit too narrow-minded. I think we ought to try it with the tofu shit.
Yeah.
I think that would be just like,
Yeah.
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 I don't know, like white tofu with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah?
Admittedly, I really like its like taste and consistency as well,
No, same.
and the convenience is obviously just great. I'll already defrost the spinach shit, and then wok. So if you need the microwave, just take it out.
Alright.
It looks so funny when you pack it out.
Right. Right. What kind of freedom am I really chasing? Yo, the freedom to take my time. guess like emotionally, yeah, I'm looking for the freedom to take my time, bro. I mean, also like financial freedom is like just the freedom to take my time, right? Yeah, I think those things, they come with financial freedom, right? I feel like I can take more time if I'm financially free. I feel like I can do what I like if I'm financially free. I feel like I can dedicate more of my time to master a certain thing if I'm financially free. Yeah. Well, how will I measure enough? That would be enough, man. That would be enough. If I had a house, the freedom of location, and me and my loved ones never had to worry about expenses ever again. Yo. Just happiness. Kaki persimmon. Maybe the best fruit out there. Excitement is another one of those words I was never able to write. Excitement. Freaky ass word, bro. Oh, I'm starting to get so tired. You know what's cursed? If I went to sleep now, the likelihood would be pretty high that I'd wake up at like 2 o'clock. What the hell? I have 3 more hours. No, wait, 23. Yeah, 3 more hours of writing I can do. Which means after this, I'm gonna make a script, but actually I don't think I'm gonna do the whole 3 hours. Right, that'd be pretty crazy. 5 hours and 30 minutes of just writing for one. I mean, actually that makes sense. Like 5 hours and 30 minutes of writing for one video actually makes a lot of sense. I think this is one of those things where I'm doing it all in one, and I need to be locking in. How can I show failure and doubt without losing direction? I don't know, that's a stupid question. I feel like they're not exclusive. Maybe it's not. What does my audience get from witnessing me grow in real time? Right? They see the effort they see that the effort is attainable. Right? What I mean by that is that the effort that I'm putting in, like, it's a reachable effort. Like, my brother, you can do it, right? Like, I am nobody crazy, right? I'm just a dude working hard. You know what I mean? They can feel inspired to grow. I hope, right? They can see that I am similar to them and that the progress is possible, right? I'm just a brother. I'm just a dude. But I think I'm also very much a dude. Like, I think if you watched me right now, you wouldn't be like, yo, that's like a crazy he's hustling the whole time. Nah, bro, I'm just a dude, right? I'm just a dude who's working hard, who's trying to work hard, right? Who's putting in, I think, good work. I'm putting in good work, right? And anyone can put in good work. There's people out there putting in crazier, tenfold crazier work than I am, right? The main point of mine is really just that this life that I'm living, where I'm doing more and more things, it's a happier life, man. This is a better life. 100% all the way. I'm so much happier living this life where I'm more exhausted, even though I'm more exhausted, because I'm more exhausted, right? Because I'm doing these things that bring me closer to my limits, where I work harder, right? That's what it's about. And I love it. I love it, man. I love being able to grow, right? I feel like it's just, that's what it's about. Man, if it's about one thing, then it's about this. You know what I mean? It's about, yeah, just trying shit, man. Putting in the work. It's about putting in the goddamn work, bro. compassionate and understanding. Hey, being compassionate and understanding. I think you'll see that. Mmm. Hmm. It's more precise. Is that what I mean? Being. Trying to be. Right? Because that's what I'm trying to be, compassionate understanding. Am I just compassionate understanding? I'm trying to be compassionate understanding. I am compassionate understanding. Right? It's like what does that even mean? Warm. Is that what value? Being warm? Being what value? What value? Compassionate understanding. I feel like that really does put it together quite well. All right, being attentive. Being real, right? Being human. Let's look at this, bro. Compassionate definition. Feeling or showing sympathy and concern for others. Yeah. Pitying. Similar? Compassion literally means to suffer together. Among emotion researchers, it is defined as the feeling that arises when you're confronted with another's suffering and feel motivated to relieve that suffering. Compassion is not the same as compassion is not the same as empathy or altruism, though the concepts are related. Compassion, right? Seeing someone suffering and feeling motivated to relieve the suffering. That's what I mean. That's what I mean, bro. Here. What's his name? I love his content. What's his name? Come on, my brother. They make similar content. What's his name? Simon Squibb. Goat. Absolute goat. He's compassionate. He's a compassionate dude. I love this dude. I love this dude, bro. I love Simon Squibb. Right. I remember I tried to impress him by telling him he inspired me to run a donation drive at my school. I don't think he gave a single flying fuck, bro. Yo, I think it's just like, it's not sustainable, right? It's like just this one-time thing. I also tried other shit to get his attention. It didn't work. It's real though. It's real, right? Because I was like, yo, I wanna let this man know, bro. Like you made shit happen in my life, right? Like he's still inspiring me to this day. I listen to a lot of his stuff, and it helps out. It definitely gives me more direction, right? It's like those values, I find them very inspiring, you know. You know what? Being grounded. I feel like he's very grounded. Being grounded. I feel like he's pretty grounded, right? Being grounded. No, no, no. Okay, okay, okay. Envision the daily life and mindset of yourself, not just the achievements. All right. Let's read through it together. Right. My future self stands for hard work, achieving goals even when faced with adversity, community, compassion, acceptance, and preserving as well as fostering an openness to life. Integrity, right? Keeping that integrity for myself. Being confident in their decisions, right? My future me is confident because they have a lot of experience, but even more so because they have a solid log of people to consult. They don't just base their opinions, he doesn't just base his opinions, right? Future me doesn't just base his opinions on what preconceived notions he has. He goes out into the world and explores the options, right? My future me would make an important decision calmly, in the sense that not many things would shake me, right? And I want to be composed and certain that things will be okay as long as I put in enough work. I want the decision I make to be thought through, but not dwell on them too long, right? Nowadays, when I make a decision, it takes some time. It takes quite some time. But with time, I come to a conclusion. I want that process to be shorter. I want to be more certain of my decisions and myself because of my experience and because of the people I'm able to consult. Right? I want the propensity to act to be high and my decisions to be based on many factors. Right now, still, right, it takes some time for me to act on my decision, right? Let's take an example here. I watched a video, Gary Vee, in which he suggests to just make an ad about wanting to be like open to talking with people, right? Like, hey, if you're, in this area and you just want to, like, you need someone to talk to, or I'll take a walk with you, right? I think about that all the time. Didn't do it yet. It's real, right? I want my decisions to be based less on the opinions of others and more on what I believe is right. I want my decisions to align with my values, and I want my approach to be flexible and introspective, right? Peace, purpose, excitement, and focus. That's what my life should look like. I want to feel ready for life and ready for what the day has to offer, right? I want to be excited for the people that I love and excited for how my work is going to impact a life on that day. I want to work on my fears around publicity, my fears around failure, my insecurities around my abilities, my impatience with life, right? My fear of failing in front of my peers. I want to rid myself of that. I want to stop or reduce how much I care about the opinions of others. And what you can be certain on is that my future me would never compromise on the idea that they want to help people. And even more so, they would never compromise on the fact, just like now, that they wouldn't hurt people. To make it clear about what I am now is that I have this fear of being judged, right? And my future me would get over that. I have this fear of being overwhelmed. I have this fear of not being able to keep up with the world, which is why I do these things, which is why I work hard, which is why I look around, which is why I try to gain so much information. I have a fear of being inactive, right? Of coming back to that person that I used to be. I have a fear of regressing. Because the truth is, I run away from difficult tasks sometimes. Things that overwhelm me. A great example right now is Annalena, which is a math module that I should have taken. I would have taken for my engineering studies that I was also too scared to pursue, mainly because of the math, mainly because of the challenges, because of the time, because of all of this pressure, because everything, because of this performance pressure, right? I should already be performing. I'm scared of permanence, right? I fear regretting things looking back. Because failure to me, right, it looks like giving up out of fear, right? I failed when I didn't take it. And I'm working on pursuing things that make me uncomfortable, right? Failure looks like giving up out of fear. Okay, yeah. yeah. Na, 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 okay, 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 yeah. I like how you look angry. Okay, 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 yeah. Na na na, no, no. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm gonna take this break time to just pace around, bro. Okay, 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 yeah. Na, 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 na. I like how you look when you no. I like how you look dancing to your favorite song. I like when you're mad. I like when you mood swings. 2 eyes in your head, 2 eyes blue, mood rings. How you look when you get angry. Mm-hmm. Let's get it. Alright, let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out to Dijon, man. Just shout out. Shout out to Dijon. I like how you look. Good news. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Na, na, na. I like how you look. You get nasty. Okay. Hey, well, this is probably the last half hour, if even, right? Because I think I'm gonna go out of this. I might throw all of this in there one more time. Just give it like a review. You know, give ChatGPT the data that it needs. Bro, if ChatGPT starts selling data, what the fuck are we gonna do? The fuck are we gonna do? I don't even know, bro. I don't even know, bro. Alright. I keep running away from difficult tasks, things that overwhelm me, like the Annalena course that was in my math module for studying engineering that I avoided. I keep running away from permanence, like studying for 3 years, out of a fear I might regret it in retrospect. The thing is that failure looks like giving up out of fear for me. I think I failed here, but I think that's okay because I'm also learning to grow from these things. I'm working on pursuing things that make me uncomfortable, like the challenges that I did. I'm upgrading my mindfulness and becoming okay with being bored. I think it's essential to grow in that way. I think we're really overwhelmed with the amount of technology we have, and I think it takes us away from being more. I'm also zooming out. I'm trying to, and look at the bigger picture, right? It's not that deep, these 3 years. It doesn't matter. Things like that, to be aware of that. Because, I mean, I'm in my life, and it all feels very much like my life, right? The thing is that I'm also trying to disconnect how I feel from how I act. So to say that this is the right thing to do, and that that's what I'm supposed to do, that's what I have to do. A great example is cleaning my room. Right, I used to look at my room and I used to see all of that dirt and I was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna just do it some other time or just not do it as a whole. But I'm disconnecting from that and just saying, even if I don't feel like doing it, I'm going to do it. Even if I don't feel like taking that cold shower, I'm going to do it, right? It's all a part of doing the things that I have to do to become the person that I want to be. And in that, I have to train my tolerance to continue working even when facing setbacks and adversity. A great example of how that is expressed is when I almost gave up guitar, right? Playing it as a whole, this entire thing, but I made it happen, right? It was the first step, it was a big step. And the thing that I am going to change about myself to become the person that I want to be. I'm going to change this idea that I'm incapable of working hard that was implanted in me through some past experiences. I'm going to change that I'm unable to change. I'm going to change the thought that I'm unable to change the world. I think more and more I can. I believe that I can. I think in a way I've always believed that I can, but I've also always doubted that I can. A huge thing. I'm going to change the thought that I can start a business, right? Because it's the same thing. I know in an abstract sense I can, but I want to make it real, you know what I mean? And that thought, it doesn't feel real enough yet. It doesn't feel tangible enough yet. I noticed all of this change coming, all of these ideas coming into life in the first place when I wrote my first song on guitar. Right, when I posted something on Instagram for 7 days in front of all of my friends and started this YouTube channel, these were turning points for me to become who I am now, right? And who I will be, even more importantly. It's expressed when I clean, it's expressed when I'm with my thoughts. It's expressed when I spend more time without my phone in the mornings and the evenings. It's expressed when I stay consistent and I write the content and I start programming, right? It's apparent when I do all of this boring shit, or when I do these emotionally taxing things, and when I take my time to think and to speak, right? Take my time. And it's apparent when my room is clean, when I take more time to think in conversations, and people feel it and they give me this positive feedback. Hey, I really like how you think before you answer. I can really notice how you think about it before you speak. Right? To be more aware of my emotions in that moment, generally. And I spend more time working on difficult tasks, right? I spend more time just doing these unpleasant things. My future self, he wakes up every day at the same time. He works out every day. He spends quality time with the people he loves every day. He learns every day and grows. He inspires every day. Right? He positively impacts a life every day and experiences life wholly as much as he can. The thing is that he would feel peace even without needing to create an impact, right? But he would feel even more peaceful when he did. And he would take proper time to commit to himself and grow. I hope that I hope to one day have like this community of dedicated and passionate people. A community with people who follow a similar goal as mine, as well as people passionate for different goals, but with similar values. I wish for mentors who guide me through my growth, who know so much more than I do that I can learn from. I wish for friends who encourage me to grow as I encourage them. Those who have goals and ambitions to grow outside of themselves and to continue pushing those they love. Those kinds of friends. Those kinds of friends who have goals and ambitions to grow outside of themselves and continue pushing those they love. I also wish for the loving friends who listen just as I do, where we only wish the best for each other. Who listen to me just as I would listen to them. Who listen to me just as I would listen to them. Where we only wish the best for each other. I hope to have my family around me, where we all continue to support and love each other. The freedom I imagine is a freedom to do as I like. It's a financial freedom that crawls into every part of my life. It's the freedom to take my time with things. I feel so much pressure because I need some kind of income source, or maybe it's not really that. Maybe it's something else. But I feel a pressure to be self-sustaining, independent, to bring my idea into the world. The freedom to bring my idea into the world. In the end, enough is when I have a house and the freedom of location, and me and my loved ones never have to worry about expenses again. Right? Yeah, things are enough when I'm able to bring my products into the world. Look at how I need to move, bro. I need to move. I need to move. Let's finish this. What I really think people can get from this, see from my journey, is that I'm just a guy. right? I have all these fears, these insecurities. I'm excited about things. I'm uncertain and sometimes certain about things. There's a struggle behind the process that's not just the wins, right? It's everything behind every loss. And really, I think what you can see from this is that even if it's uncomfortable, it's important to share your progress, and I really hope you share your progress too. I think I'll stay in my path because I get perspective from my family and friends, as well as earnest feedback from an earnest community. Right? I want you to see that this effort that I'm putting in is attainable. That I hope you feel inspired to grow, that you can see that I'm similar to you and that progress is genuinely possible. I hope that you can see that a life of action is more fulfilling than a life of inaction, and that the path there is simple but not easy. And I hope that me being relatable, that you can see yourself, I hope that you can see yourself in me and that I can inspire you to grow. I hope I can bring value to you at every turn. I'll continue to try my best. I'll continue to be compassionate, understanding, always. To be attentive and to be real. To be just a human being and to be grounded. To continue to be just a human being is crazy. To continue to be real and to be grounded. Na, na, na. Okay. Okay. Eh? No. Na, na, na. Okay. 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 Yeah. I like how you look. What can we cook up with this? No. Actually, let's read it. Right. Take some inspiration from this. See, this is actually still better than what I was thinking of writing, which was just like, yo, what are my ideas for the future, right? But it doesn't have that anymore. I definitely want to include that, right? This is the narrative that I wrote, right? This is the here. Before, struggle. Okay, current understanding. I guess this is like action, right? No, this ain't it. It's not that. Okay, see, I like that, but this one is more, sounds more like what? Yo. This one sounds more like what I think I'm becoming right now, right? But it's also about that. It's also about what I'm becoming right now. But I feel like, does this include like my future enough? Right now, no, wait, I've been building this. I've been building, right, learning, trying to become the kind of person I admire. But lately, I've been asking myself, what does that person actually stand for? And I've been asking myself that, but like, I used to call it laziness, but I've realized it's fear. Fear of being seen before I'm ready, fear of failing where others succeed. And growth isn't about confidence, it's about tolerance, staying present even when I'm afraid. Alright, so I could say like these are the problems, but what I understand right now is this and that. Right? In the future, I'm going to do actually this is closer to what? Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Right? Okay. Now, this exists, and I don't know if I'm gonna take a break or just stop working with this for today. Because today is content day. Right? Today is the day I write the stuff. I don't know if it makes sense to finish it today because I feel like I'm pretty deep in the sauce. I like how you look when you get angry. You blow your fist up at me. You know what? You know what? Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I'm gonna look at this later when I have more of a clear head and then create my own structure out of that. Maybe see what structures can inspire me. Narrative structures can inspire me using what I have here. And then, actually, I don't know if I'm gonna write a proper script, because low-key, like, reading these things worked well, and then I can, like, cut those things together. And I've been thinking, like my scripts, they sound very scripted. If you listen to a video of mine, it's like it's a scripted video, right? So how can I reduce that, right? And the way to reduce that is by not making it as heavily it's not by making it not as heavily scripted. Anyway, it's been 3 hours, 20 minutes, some good stuff. Do I have any ending thoughts? Yo, it was nice, it was good, right? It was like, it was very raw and emotional. I mean, like emotionally intense, right? Like these are straight things from my soul, but I'm happy to be sharing those openly. You know what I mean? I hope they resonate with whoever sees this in the future. This is my writing process, right? I try, of course, to keep my, like, this is all me. This is all me, right? I use AI, but I do it in like a self-preserving way, and in a way that I think gives like so much more value to you than you would have had if I kind of bumbled it on my own. It's like a writing partner. I think that's great. I think it's a good thing. I think it's actually super cool. Maybe, you know, if you see this in the future, write something in the comments that you think about this, because I would really love to hear some opinions about it. Just see what y'all think. Because I think this is like this is just an awesome way to create better content, man. Right, these reflective questions, some good stuff. Yeah, I feel a bit clearer, but something about this I don't quite like yet. Right, I feel like it might be veering a bit off of what I actually imagined for this video, for this series. Because who I will be, I mean, it's great to have just thought about all of this stuff. That's great anyway. And I think maybe even adding these parts here as like a beginning is not a bad idea. But I definitely want it to be more about what I believe my future can look like, right? This is all about my values and difficult questions about my values and stuff, but there's also a lot about what my future is supposed to look like and what I believe my future will look like, and what things I'm interested in and what things I want to get into, right? To give you guys an idea of what's coming next. Hey, that's actually a great thing. I can actually totally write that in here as like a note. Yo, the gym session today, was wild, bro. Like, I don't understand commas, bro. Swear to God, if a comma go... you're passionate about things. Right. The gym session was wild. I hit. What did I start with? I started with leg curls, seated leg curls. Ooh, I'm at this new gym. Ooh, I started with seated leg curls. Then I went over to hack squats. Then I went to Romanian deadlifts. Oh, oh. And then I went to then I thought of doing sissy squats, but then I actually went for leg extensions and then for calf raises. It was a nice workout today. It was short, surprisingly. I've been like, first of all, I've been more diligent with my breaks, which is really interesting because I feel like this whole, being more okay with boredom and less exposed to like just constant thoughts and stuff also makes me so much more, yeah, resilient. Like, I'm so much more likely to just do the shit. It's wild. It's such a, bro, I wish I could, no, I can, right? It's like looking at these hurdles, these daily hurdles, these things, and you hate doing them, and they're exhausting, right? You feel it. You feel it when you feel your body just hurt just thinking about it, right? You see the weight on the floor, your muscles are already aching, right? Or you see the room filled with stuff, it smells weird, right? Like, you're just overwhelmed by the amount of different, like, articles on the floor, pieces on the floor, right? You, you know what I mean? You step around and the sound is like um dumpf, dull. The sound is really dull and muffled because you're walking on clothing, right? And the thing is, that's like such a standard, that used to be such a standard reality, and it's so much more like that. Even if you were to come into this dull, muffled room, stinky, so full of stuff, right? You would have so much more. It doesn't matter about the willingness to act, right? It's not like you'd be more willing to act. You would just act. You just do it. It's so much more, the propensity to act is so much higher. I don't know, man. It's like, oh, that just turns off my stuff. I thought I could. I don't have a scene where it's just the camera. Damn, bro. They're not letting me just choose the camera like that. Damn it. Oh, there we go. You're right. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's like being with your thoughts so much more, being bored so much more, makes all of these mildly boring tasks so much more accessible, so much easier. It's like doing all of these things you don't want to do makes doing things that you kind of don't want to do so much better, so much easier. I don't know. I feel like it's weird because I feel like since I started doing harder shit, I'm living an easier life. But maybe I'm also tripping, bro. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm also tripping. Because honestly, if I look at it, like, school had me fucked up. School had me fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, the time before where we were just renovating the whole time, bro, it had me fucked up. Right? Looking for a flat in Germany had me fucked up. What am I saying? Like, right? It all had me fucked up. So, yeah. Maybe that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I think on the one hand, you know what it is? My life didn't necessarily get easier because I could also just be gaming the whole time and shit. It just got more satisfying. It just got so much more fulfilling. And I'm tired right now, right? I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. But I'm happy. I'm happy that I just spent 3.5 hours just hustling, just making it happen, just making it real, right? And that's what it's about. Because I know my earlier me, I think if my earlier me could have, I think my earlier me would have. And that's where I am now. That's where I am now, doing the things that I have to do to become the person that I want to be. As we often have, and we often will again.